So removing the essence from a skunk is relatively easy. The hardest part's getting them dispatched without spraying. And there's if you can catch them in like a cubby set or in a cubby in a conibear, a lot of times they won't spray that way. Otherwise, some folks have good luck shooting them through the lungs. I don't. But I typically dispatch mine with a poke pole, and that's how I keep them from spraying. And if they don't spray, standing this close, you don't smell anything. So that is a real nice thing, and it doesn't impact your set or anything. But all you need is a syringe. Be sure you also have a glass jar for collecting and holding your essence. And I always use a metal lid. I've never seen it, but I've heard from other folks that using plastic with skunk essence doesn't mix. The skunk essence will eat right through the plastic, and I believe that just because of how strong the stuff is. Also, be prepared, because once you have it in this jar, the smell is going to permeate everything. So the best thing I've found for that is get a metal paint can, fill it with kitty litter, and put this inside the kitty litter, cover the top of it, and put the top back on. This stuff is incredibly strong. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my syringe, and the essence is on either side of the vent, the glands. And oftentimes with skunks, if you can get a good pull of essence, that may be worth more than the actual skunk itself is. So I always, and you can actually kind of see, you can almost kind of see the little openings on each side of the vent where they'll spray from. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carefully insert this in there. And then I'm just going to draw back on the syringe. I didn't hit anything, and you'll know it'll start filling up with an amber liquid. And a big skunk like this should have good glands. And there you can see, and you can smell it when you hit it too. I don't know if you can see that. And then just continue. It's very strong, and it's going to get on your clothes, and your wife's going to know it. But you can see that it's not urine, that's essence. Put that in my, I'll go again and see. Very strong. Alright, so I'm not getting any more out of there. Switch to the other side. I expected this big of a skunk to have more than that. And like I said, sometimes you'll have to finagle around the... Of course, you can do this once you skin it too, and you can see the sacks better. Struggling with this one. Well, I'll double check once I get it skinned. He should have more essence than that. I've heard folks, I've never got an ounce out of one, but I've heard folks talk about getting close to an ounce out of a big skunk, which could be $12 or so. But just keep in mind when you're skinning, that's where those essence glands are, so you don't want to nick those. Alright, so now I've got the skunk skinned. I'm going to go, this was the gland that I had a hard time getting. Alright, there it is right there. He hadn't sprayed at the set or anything, so this thing should be full. A little bit. There we go. That's Chief being the T-Rex back there, if you was wondering. I thought I got a little bit more out of there than that, but it's like about all that I'm gonna get. Double check one on this side. You can see that they actually kind of sit a little bit up, like directly under the tail. I think we got the most of it. Kind of surprised me. I thought we'd have more, but it's about a 1/4 ounce. Anyway, we're saving anyway, especially if you catch some silver skunks.